Today I'm going to showcase Blue-White Control featuring Jace. So his abilities, you have 20 mana to activate it. For each time you've drawn during the game, including your starting hand, it gets reducted by 1. And when you activate it, it makes all cards in your deck cost 1, and you draw a card. So this obviously isn't used till mid-late game to late game, and it's a very powerful effect, and so you're just trying to survive long enough to reap the benefits of this ability, and his cards tend to lean into that strategy. So actually to start, I'm going to tell you the land. So Tolarian Academy, your artifacts cost 1 less. Starting turn 5, you have a chance to increase this discount by 1 instead of getting a mana gem. Why is that good? Because Scepter activates to draft a spell that costs 2 or less, add it to your hand, so that costs 1 at the very start of the game. And then the other card that really helps you get to lower his ability effectively is Mystic Tome. So 4-drop artifact, 3 in this deck, activate, draw a card, has 3 charges. So we run the crab just to stave off the aggression. I'm testing out the Stern Artificer because it adds a charge to an artifact in your hand. That can be very good, getting an extra charge off the Scepter or the Tome especially to get you closer to using his ability sooner. And then it's just a good blocker earlier. Anticipate, draft a card from your deck and draw it. This card is very good in the deck for reasons I'll get into later. We've already seen the Scepter. Remand, if your opponent plays a card that costs 3 or more, counter it and return it to their hand, draw a card. So you can stop an opponent's push and you draw and gets closer to using his ability. Lorekeeper is just a solid blocker early, debuts, adds a random spell to your hand. You can get just insane value off this card for no reason, and just a great card. I'm splashing white predominantly for removal. So Smite the Monstrous, destroy an enemy creature with 5 power or greater. It's just a very effective answer to a serious threat. Aether Figment, so cost 0 if you drafted this turn. So if you have either Scepter or Anticipate and you use them, then you can drop this for free. And that is very good against aggressive strategies because you're furthering your game plan while also dropping a body. So that card's been putting in a lot of work. Repulse, return an enemy creature to hand and draw a card. So it's just a good tempo play and it gets you closer to his ability. Jace's Apprentice is a fantastic blocker. Has ward, gets a +0/+1 for each other card in your hand on debut. Mage of Insight is just a decent body that draws a card. Very strong in this deck in particular, of course. I have a 1-of shell game in this deck, transform an enemy creature into a stone turtle, so just another way of answering a threat. Second Sun's Dawn is just an alternate win con in this deck, and it also helps you stabilize. So after you play this card and it adds Second Sun, if you then ult, then this spell that does 10 to each enemy only costs 1, so it's incredibly powerful late game. Day of Judgment, 7-drop, destroy all creatures. So it's even more effective in this deck than it is in most decks because you can either board wipe for 1 and then rebuild, or you can board wipe for 7 and then rebuild late game with 1-drop creatures, or the Figment that's now at 0 because you also drafted that turn. So it's you can basically effectively break boards and rebuild them better than you can in other decks because of Jace's ability. I took out the second shell game for another clear the field, and that is because there are some decks that just go so wide, and sometimes you don't draw the Day of Judgment, but you need to slow down your opponent enough to get some value. And then not only does it slow your opponent down, but if you have your value creatures like Lorekeeper or Mage of Insight and you're running low on cards, you can replay them and fuel yourself again. And then this is an alternate win con. Debut, add a Mystical Arcana to your hand, and the remaining 2 to your deck. So also when you're drawing so much, adding cards to your deck is very strong. Also with Second Sun, adding a card so you can not deck out as easily or quickly because you're drawing so many cards that it does come up. So it gives you one of these 3 spells and then the other 2 go in the deck. One of them, and the best one, is summon 3 Skymaster Sphinxes I believe they're 4/5s with flying that mill your opponent 1, and it summons 3 of them. So that's just really powerful and really hard to deal with. Another one's gain control of an enemy creature, which is also very strong, especially if they're like a tall strategy and you just take their best creature and it's just hard for them to deal with. And then give all friendly creatures sneak is the other one. So you usually want to play this guy before you ult, so that way when you ult, all 3 of these spells only cost 1, and that gets really powerful. And then with the Anticipate, you can hunt them down late game, because you'll probably see one if you have like 10 or less cards in your deck when you do this, which again is just super powerful. Same thing with the Second Sun. The Anticipate helps you find that the Second Sun as well. So that's why Anticipate is so incredibly strong in this deck, because it helps with the Figment and helps you find those win cons while also getting you closer to Jace's ability. So that is the deck, and I have a couple of games, and I hope you guys enjoy the video.
Jace versus Vivian.
Okay, if I can survive the early aggression and just get to the point where I can drop like Day of Judgments and stuff, I should win.
Welcome, distinguished guests.
But surviving is the difficult part. No, I'm actually going to keep the Repulse.
I heard this stadium needs wrecking.
Let's see what you have in mind.
Show them your teeth.
Relentless is pretty good, I hear. I'm going to save the Fragile Mana Gem, because I want to drop that on 3.
For the wild. Adapt and survive.
Let's just slow him down and draw some cards. Alright, that's perfect. I can anticipate next turn and then drop this. Yeah, let's get a card that deals with the problem. Dropping a free 3/3 is pretty good.
Here's an idea.
We're doing a good job of working towards our plan.
Strength in numbers.
Trying to find the Day of Judgment. I think I'm gonna need it.
For the wild. Adapt and survive. Allow me.
There we go.
Have you tried
just
turning
drop.
it off and on again?
2 bodies. And Foul is very, very, very clutch there. Because that flyer is obnoxious.
For the wild.
Please play
Adapt
everything.
and survive. Extinction is not an option. Tooth and claw.
No what?
No reason to block with the 3/2 when I can trade into this. Or the other thing next turn. Alright, so goodbye. Hold up the Remand and pass.
Show them your teeth.
Relentless is very good to get right now.
Tooth and claw. Ha!
I'd rather get rid of that one, and then I might be able to shell game the lion and then hold the Day of Judgment for a minute. Yeah, no.
Bad news, friend.
Hold nothing back. Leave this forest.
It's unfortunate that got relentless, but hey.
Hold nothing back.
Try and keep up, Furnace!
I'm just getting started.
I've got a plan.
Typical!
I want to see a approach or second sun, whatever they call it in this game.
Tear it all down.
No.
Bad news, friend.
I had ward anyway, so was he just playing it to try and get a flyer out because I'm at 9? That's not a terrible idea, right? I think it's time.
So many possibilities.
I'm just getting started.
I've got a plan.
Here's an idea.
Can you keep a secret?
Very nice. Okay.
No what?
Of course.
I was gonna say it would be nice to draft this turn.
I'm just getting started.
I've got a plan.
That seems strong enough. very unfortunate that that thing got ward. Okay, so do I just attack and then Day of Judgment, or do I bounce everything? I think bouncing everything's bad, considering that thing's got a pretty good ETB, so... Might get something that gets rid of a blocker. I'm gonna take some more removal in case.
I failed.
Okay, and that's why we attack, just in case.
I'm just getting started.
I've got a plan.
Hold nothing back. Leave this forest. Extinction is not an option.
Okay. Well, it can be repulsed, so... Let's see what this draw is first. Okay.
I have seen unimaginable things.
Of course, it's the worst one.
Problem solving is my specialty.
There we go.
Thanks for the match.
Take your
The
trophy.
plan was executed pretty well there. I was kind of worried for a few turns, but we ended up stabilizing.
Jace versus Nahiri.
Okay, I haven't seen very many Nahiris at all throughout the entire time I've been playing this game. Granted, that's only 2 weeks, but from the bottom of the ladder, I should say. Maybe a verse like 3, 4. Those cards seem really good against early aggression.
Let's see what you have in mind.
Ready to get crushed?
Okay, so those trade. Let's see what spell we get. Okay, I mean, you could slow down something aggressive. Not the best, but may have some use. Next turn I may just end up raw putting this out there.
Blessings upon us.
It is the most mana efficient thing. I will attack.
For the Golden City.
Of course, both is just a one. They're both just a 3/3, and I don't really want to care about attacking at the moment, and this could end up being cheaper. So it allows me to use Remand if they play something that costs 3, if they're trying to curve out like that. Okay, yeah, this was definitely the better play.
Bad news, friend.
Nice. I think I will just play this.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
No artifact, but that's okay. It's still a 3/2, so it's not terrible. And if he tries to replay that thing, I'll just repulse, hit for 3.
Let's gear up. I'll take the lead.
I think I'm just gonna repulse this anyway, even though it only costs one. I'd just rather him not get the draft. See if we get the trade. We get the trade. Okay, that's very good.
Let's gear up.
Alright, that's fine. Nothing very scary is happening from their end, so just keep giving me time, because once my stuff costs one, it doesn't really matter what she does anymore. I doubt there's some like ridiculously powerful top end on her end there. Yeah, I mean, slows them down enough. That is unfortunate. I really need to draft next turn so I can drop both of these Figments. Ayo. That's going to be very good for next turn. And yeah, let's go ahead and cast this. Okay, I might be using it on that because this card is way scarier. And I can just block this twice. Okay, so here, here. Yeah, I'll take the grudge match. So, here we are. I can only kill one, whether I grudge match or not, so I might as well draw a card. And if he adds 2 more creatures to the board, I very well may just bounce everything after this. Ooh, flying, that's not good. Well, this doesn't have trample, so... Okay. Don't really want to bounce this to his hand, though.
Go home. This land is defended.
Right behind you. Follow my lead. Right behind you.
Maybe I do. Maybe I do. I don't feel like that would really set him back quite the amount of time here. Let's attack since I'm probably bouncing it anyway.
All shall find their place.
Okay, that's fine. Those having haste makes me not want to do it, so I think I'd rather do this.
I've got a plan.
see what I get here.
A secret.
Let's get rid of the flyer. Yeah, I like this much better. Instead of resetting everything and then just giving him back 2/2/1 hasters with armor. This sets my guys to 1, right? Okay, that doesn't actually even matter, really, so. Matters if he only attacks with those. I think I just keep my blockers for something more impressive to do with them.
Shields up.
Whew.
Yikes. I think this is the play, even though I don't want it to be. Okay, that makes me feel better about my decision. I can block 3 of these things. I'm only going to take so much damage next turn, and then I could decide to use my ability and see if I draw something to permanently get this game in my favor.
No,
So yes. Here.
I failed. This is it.
Okay.
Don't break it.
Hallelujah. Who knows what they'll do, so.
This is it.
So many possibilities.
Boom. Okay, so that worked out, and I wonder if they're gonna scoop now. Yeah, we still have plenty of cards left in the deck.
Kinjali's blessings upon us.
Okay.
Take up arms.
Yeah, I would like to anticipate a few times and see if I can get the flying win con, which I did not. Don't find that card particularly impressive, so I would like to not steal that.
Here's an idea.
Summoning blocker sounds pretty good. And then if they only play 1 creature next turn, I can steal whatever that is. Of course, whenever they're down from cards, training yards, like, oh, it's okay. Basically draw twice the amount of cards. I just don't think it really matters anymore, luckily for me.
My lance is yours.
Catch.
Dive.
I think I want to steal this. And I think I want to grudge match.
Dive. Standing down.
Let's see what this is first. Okay, 9 cards left. He's effectively at 10, right?
Sharp tusk and sharper
That's
blades.
fine.
Follow me to victory!
Kinjali's blessings upon us. Catch.
Okay, so I think we just do this.
Mind if I drop in?
Followed by that. And then we attack in Second Sun for game.
Who wants some? Who wants some?
Thanks for the match.
All right, there we go.
That was just what I needed.